Welcome back to Game 1 of today's European Tournament Series on the path to 100K. We're underway here with Epsilon eSports up against IIIII. That's right, I5 will be the opponents today. Let's cover who's playing what, where they're going for what team. The bottom side of the map, the pristine side on the Titan of Order. We have Epsilon eSports. We see Tetrix playing Apollo, running through jungle right now, playing that Hunter role. In the solo lane, we have Mogao on Chalk. Mugiwawa playing Sobek as he always has since the dawn of time. Shock and Smash playing Kali in the jungle, and Dekest on Zeus. We'll see it. The legendary Zeus can make a name for himself today. We didn't see a whole lot of effective Zeus play yesterday. Across the way, I5. Durgius is going to be support Odin this time around. Ao Guang with Warlock Sash to start will be a Brocklips. We know him in the mid lane. Very powerful player. Falcon being playing on AMC. Amuzen Cobb in the Hunter role. Sanitary playing Jungle Athena. And in the solo lane, Advert on Guan Yu.
All right, Driver, I got a couple things to take a look at here. Mystical Mark red part stuff start for Mogao on the Chalk solo lane, so a lot of extra damage going to come out from that red pot. 20 for 5 minutes to be exact.
Just a YOLO start.
And also, yeah, I mean, when Neith gave birth to Sobek, shortly after somewhere in France, Mugiwawa was born and made his way to Egypt to control him and ride the crocodile god of the Nile to victory here. We'll see if Mugiwawa, a longtime support player in the EU scene, is going to be able to effectively support his team in this Guardian role today. Vive going to be on the left side of your screen, Epsilon on the right in terms of the mid camps they're taking. And there's going to be no contention, in the early game here, as the teams look perfectly happy to pick up their buffs around the map and move to lane. Mid lane here, Dekest versus a Brupocalypse. The edge, in theory, is to Zeus. A little bit stronger ganks against that Ao Guang. She has a little bit better range stun to set up, a little bit more kind of potential gank in Zeus's kit when he gets those stacks up. So I would expect some ganks come out on this Ao Guang, and hopefully sooner than later, as he's going to be building towards a rush to Warlock Sash.
Yeah, I think I would give it to Zeus outright, considering the fact that Ao Guang went directly for Warlock Sash with no consumables of any kind. Zeus does have that Vampiric Shroud, which is going to give him more survivability overall. Now, given the fact that Ao Guang has a higher push starting out, Zeus is going to be a little bit limited, but I'm surprised to see Dekest not just outright going for a Brocklips and trying to trade with him, considering the fact that not only does he have Healing Potion, Mana Potion, he also has that Vampiric Shroud, so he'll be able to just out-exchange them. Now, keep in mind, Tier 2 Warlock Sash does give you 200 health and 250 mana. Plus a little bit of magic damage. 30 is going to be the number that he's receiving right now. So certainly that's going to help him out a lot, but of course the consumables will kind of slow him down overall. He does need, let's look at the in-hand gold, 500 gold. He only needs, just about 600-700 to be able to finish off that Warlock Sash and start stacking that up immediately. And honestly, it's one of those things you'll see people go through every now and then. Your early game is a little bit weaker here, but Dekest is going to be forced out anyways. There's a Squall. Tornado is available. Chain Lightning to come out here, but it seems like Ao Guang's getting the better end of the stick here.
There's a really, really popular pickup. The Warlock Sash was in NA yesterday, so it seems like the players definitely are favoring it now. On the right side lane, Shock and Smash getting pretty harassed out of this lane, basically. Now Mogao can be holding it down 1v2. I'm not sure if he knows that Centauri is still here from 5i on the Athena. She has that purple pot active, going to make her way around the corner here. Advert going to be pushing this wave back, but luckily Mogao actually has his hand available, and the red team here of I5 unable to clear that wave effectively. So it's going to be okay for Advert. He's just going to walk back and paint these things out right in front of his tower. Mid camps are respawning. Contention on the left side and the right side. However, it looks like both of them are going to go the way of I5 here. And so that's going to yield them, the small early game advantage. A few hundred gold and XP now going the way of I5.
Yeah, it's an early start, and those mid camps are so important. Now, obviously, in the last patch, we saw the increase from 1 minute and 40 seconds to 2 minutes overall of the respawn time in the mid camps, and that changes the dynamic a lot and also gives more wiggle room to the junglers. Kali was forced back earlier. You're going to see Shock and Smash currently boasting about 2,400 gold versus Sanitary, who is at 2,500. So the 100 gold swing is basically because Kali had to go home early from being harassed there in the solo lane. We're going to see the mid lane Zeus going up against Ao Guang here. Ao Guang has yet to go home, although it does have 1170. Should be able to finish off that Sash. Is he going home? He certainly is. Brocklips is going to finish off that Sash here at 3 minutes into the game and start stacking that up immediately. So he's going to be heading back home, picking up a ward and actually two mana potions and one ward to give himself some vision. Right side, we see Mogao throwing out that Thunder Strike to harass out the Guan Yu. Advert taking a lot of harassment here, forced back towards his tower. As far as the graph goes, 460 gold in favor of I5 as well as 126 experience. Again, that's just more efficient jungle usage and, of course, the mid camps.
It's an interesting left side lane here. Let's take a second to talk about this. As Kali's actually going to wheel around from the backside. Falcon in some trouble here. Sobek has gotten to the backline. He has the ultimate active. Shock and Smash is there. We'll have the stun available as well. This is a very, very dead B. They piled on him too much. Athena ultimate coming in too late. That's going to be a wasted Defender Olympus as well. The Pluck is going to come back. They're just under some trouble, and that is a wipe of the dual lane. Rotation came out from Dekest as well. It's a little bit too early for Epsilon to turn this into a Gold Fury attempt. So it looks like they're going to push up the wave just a little bit. They're going to lose some farm in the mid lane for Dekest. A little bit of a late rotation from him, but they will push out the Athena ultimate Sinantri, I guess is the way you pronounce that. Did use that a little bit late, so they're not going to have that ultimate now available for another 90 seconds, and didn't get much out of it there. Shock and Smash going to pressure Apocalypse in the mid lane now. Dekest moving around as well. However, Advert is here. What do you got, Dry Bear, around the map?
You know, it's a little interesting to see that engagement there. Now, of course, because he rushed that Warlock Sash, his movement speed is quite slow. Using the slow there is going to give him a little bit of movement speed increase overall, but Kali looking for the opportunity to jump in here. And it's unfortunate for I5 that Kali starts out the game 2-0, considering the fact that Kali not only has one of the best hit chains in the game, incredibly fast, especially working with that chin size, even after the nerf to that item itself, but is able now to rotate around, dive towers, and with that ultimate and passive combination, she's able to just get in there, get the damage done, get some kills, and get out. So it's unfortunate for I5 that things have started out the way that they had. Now, of course, you look at the graphs, it's a very small swing in gold, very small swing experience, but of course the gold is going into the right place. Now, we saw on the left side, Falcon ended up picking up Tier 3 Sprint. This does, as far as the difference between Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3, it's just about 2 seconds of duration and about 10% increased movement speed. So he's going to get the same cooldown, 60 seconds, but now has a higher amount of movement speed increase and also a longer duration on that one. But again, you know, it just comes down to AMC overall. Right side, we see Athena coming in here trying to go after Mogao. Stormcall used immediately, and with that 3-second silence, Sinantri is going to have to get out of there and just kind of walk away. Chalk is very difficult to damage and very difficult to kill, so honestly, spending a lot of time over here with to no avail right now. Left side, Odin ult to come down. There goes the Spears. There goes the Swarm on top. Mugiwara taking some damage here. Athena ultimate dugs down on top, and they're going to get a kill, and actually goes to AMC this time around. Falcon's got to be happy about that one, considering the fact that he just got taken down prior.
Yeah, so the AMC and Odin lane, it's a little bit awkward, I think. You know, AMC only really has Honey that can effectively deal damage from inside the Odin ring when he is outside. I'm sorry, hold that thought as in mid lane. Shock and Smash into Kess trying to make a play on a Apocalypse, but Sanatori is there. But kind of back to this idea of a Muzenkov and Odin, just not as much synergy as you would see from some of the other hunters. I mean, particularly Onher does fairly well with Odin, able to, if he's in the ring, pin them to the outside of the ring and can Desert Fury through the ring. Whereas AMC really only has, you know, the Honey available, and while the Honey is a potent spell, it's not really a great damaging spell, primarily a dot. Mid lane, we're going to have some more action coming out. Shock and Smash is going to get a Spear Sense, but he is in that Kali ultimate, but I don't think it's going to be enough to get him out of here. Only at one hit, and yeah, there is a dash through by Sanatori, and Kess, unfortunately, going to throw out that Zeus ultimate as well. Not even placed well enough to pick up those mid camps, so definitely some misplays coming up from Epsilon here, and I5 doing a nice job of capitalizing on them.
Yeah, great rotation there. The Athena ultimate paying off in droves right now, and that's really one of the reasons why she's so powerful. That Defender of Olympus allows her to be where she needs to be at any time when called upon. So she's going to rotate over and get that good hit on there. Kali forced out and hits an Alguang ultimate in the face and goes right down afterwards. And like you were mentioning, I mean, AMC, an interesting character. We're going to see how he works out overall. One thing to note as well, considering the fact that, you know, Epsilon was leading with the kills in the beginning, it's now all tied up. But look at a Apocalypse right now, 4,400 gold individually. Zeus currently sitting at 4,000. So regardless of the fact that they came in and got some good rotations, Zeus is about 400 gold behind Apocalypse, who is just hard farming right now. He's getting every single mid camp. He's rotating for every single minion that spawns in his lane. He's not missing a single one. It's exactly what you'd expect from an Ao Guang, and honestly, it's a little bit scary for Epsilon considering the fact that he started Warlock Sash, which means if they want to slow him down, it's going to be very difficult. He's now a lot more durable, and like we saw yesterday with MLC Stealth, if you allow them to start Warlock Sash and don't punish them for it, eventually they'll get to the point where their damage matches their durability and they're incredibly powerful.
Yeah, once this likely will be a Void Stone coming out on the back of this Warlock Sash and cooldown reduction boots start, that's when it's going to start getting pretty ugly to take him down. You won't have that magical burst available. You're going to be relying very, very heavily on Kali to do a lot of your damage. Chalk not going to be really there putting out the damage onto Ao Guang at this point in the game. So, and Kali really not known for her early game burst damage output, really more of a end of mid game kind of chins, blades, proccing, super fast attack speed style carry, more akin to maybe a I don't know, even a Loki then even though Loki is definitely a physical burster. But here, now just off the mid lane, we're going to have a Spirit Summons coming through, doing a lot of damage to Kali, and going to keep Moga out of the fight for a moment, so maybe more important here. Shotgun Smash, stunned out in a tornado. That's going to be his death, and now it's going to be the Zeus falling down next. 2-for-1 exchange so far. Rings coming in, but that's going to keep them in there with that Sobek ultimate. Georgia's taking a lot of damage, as is Advert. They need to drop that ring. Down it goes. But they're going to have to fight that Odin in an Outguang tornado, and that is not what you want to do. That's going to keep Mugiwara and Moga pinned in for now. Toss back onto Advert into the 1-2 combo from Chalk. It's enough damage to bring down that Guan Yu. So it is a 2-for-2 trade at the end of the day, but it's definitely going to go in favor of I5 there. They end up getting the mid laner and a core in exchange for their solo laner and a support.
It's a little shocking. I guess in this case it'll be a little chalking here. To see the situation that went on there. We saw Kali kind of stick to the fight a little bit too vehemently in this situation, and honestly, it goes to show that Shotgun Smash may need to have a little more work done on the Kali positioning, because it seems like every single time there's an AoE ability, he gets caught in it, and it's not really how you want to play a character like Kali or general assassins overall. Is you kind of go in and out, bob and weave until the AoEs have come down, and then come back to the fight and pick someone off afterwards. But he's kind of initiating for his team and getting hit by the Algorand ultimate literally every single time it gets activated, and getting dropped down very, very quickly. It's unfortunate that the ways go the way the team fights have been going the way that they have been for Epsilon. Look at the charts, we're going to see a lead so far for I5, 880 gold and 149 experience. We saw a good rotation there, and Chalk's going to be able to use the Thunderstrike Torrent combination on Advert to take him out. That's something that bodes well for them overall, but I think they're really kind of realizing the secret hidden gem that is Warlock Sash. Now, we gave a lot of criticism yesterday, and honestly, one of the things that it does do is it slows down your damage a lot, but Epsilon's still going for Ao Guang. They're chasing him down. They're trying to pick him off. They're trying to get that kill on him, and they're just not able to do it. Now, he's not doing a whole lot of damage while they're doing this, but if their main focus is going to continue to be Ao Guang, they got to realize that the itemization is there. And if he picks up that Warlock, or that Void Stone, like you mentioned, that's something they have to work out. Here goes the Athena ultimate, Odin ultimate, come down, the Spears, the Swarm. There's the dunk. Defender Limits, burst damage. Mugiwara in trouble. Goes lurking in the water. You can dash away in time and dig. Actually, Dirge's going to try to zone him out here. There's the taunt, the bees, the Swarm, and that's going to be it. Another kill on Mugiwara, starting this game 0-2-3, and they're just picking him off time and time again.
If ever there was a game to embrace the NA style of Guardian play, this would be it. It would be a wonderful pickup from Mugiwara in this game to find a winged one. A lot of slows on the enemy team there. You have not only the Odin slow coming out at 50%, you also have the Honey, which is a very long persistent slow. Then you have another 50% slow in that Ao Guang's number 1. And that's just, and you have the slow from the Guan Yu dash, and it really will help him out a lot in terms of mobility in these fights. Given that extra health as well as some CDR, could be a great item for him to pick up. I hopefully will be seeing it. Kind of during your analysis earlier there, we did see the cast miss a good opportunity to get a kill onto Ao Guang there, put an ultimate down in the mid lane, but was unable to find the stun in the ultimate. And so, kind of around the map as we look around, it looks like all together that this is, really Five Eyes game so far. They're up by about 1,000 gold. The experience is fairly even as, they've been rotating a little bit, but they've really been making this Odin and the AMC lane do work for them. And in fact, you see Falcon is going to be going for that Stack City build. Heartseeker and Devourer's Gloves now up and running on him. And he's quite a bit of gold individually ahead of Tetrick. 700 gold in that 100 position is actually, quite a bit. That's the difference between, kind of having your boots finished or not, which could very easily lead to a kill.
Yeah, anyone who plays Hunter in League or Ranked knows how difficult it is to start out the laning phase, fall behind, and then have the support start to rotate as they often do to help with mid camps and engagements in the mid lane. And all of a sudden you're in a 1v1 situation where the enemy Hunter is ahead of you. Now, Apollo versus AMC is an interesting matchup, and honestly it comes down to who initiates first, because they have a decent amount of damage that matches up relatively evenly, but Falcon has been getting the better end of every single game they've had, and it's been difficult for Tetrix on Apollo to kind of pull up on that. They had the same itemization. They had the Heartseeker, Devourer's Gloves, although the Devourer's Gloves on Tetrix was finished later than Falcon's, so that lifesteal is not going to be there. Of course, if he does activate his passive Audacity for the double attack speed, he'll get a ton more lifesteal out of it. Kali in the mid lane, yet again initiating on top of this Liquor opportunity. There's the Squall Tornado not going to land, and look how much damage Kali is taking here with that boot start. Sananchu coming through here trying to find something. Looking for a preemptive strike. It looks like he's not going to be able to find anything over here as Sobek rotates over. Squall in the face of Brocalypse. Man, this guy is on point today. Taunt Ao Guang ultimate! The Spirit's Tempest is going to delete Sobek instantaneously. And that's another kill for I5.
Someday we're going to see an effective Zeus. This weekend, I don't know, man. It just seems like this pick, no one is really comfortable playing it. As you mentioned, I mean, it gets taken to the pool so often. Shock and Smash going deep here. He's going to need to secure this kill. No, Brocalypse gets a lot of health back from his number one. That was his target. Going to get full health now. Going to turn this around on to Dirigis. That extra gold as well, certainly not to be scoffed at. That's going to put Shock and Splash now up into that 7,000 gold farm category, putting him in rarefied air. Only him, Mogao, and Falcon are really sitting at that type of farm. And even though Dekes isn't really doing that well in the mid lane, Mogao was doing quite well for himself in the solo lane, as well as Shock and Smash now out of the jungle. And this is going to turn into a Gold Fury attempt for the gentleman of Epsilon, the Frenchman. Going to try for this Gold Fury here. A lot of attack speed from Shock and Smash, but can he handle the dot from the B? Force out of that Gold Fury fight, but they still are able to secure it. And just like that, Epsilon's turned this one around. They're now at 1,400 gold and 2,500 experience.
You know, that's exactly what we expect to see from Kali right there, and that's why she's so powerful. Because any other assassin, any other character in the game, that would have been a death. But as soon as she activated Destruction, she's able to glue to Aoguang. It was quite clear immediately that Aoguang was her target because she was committing 100% to it. Of course, once she has activated that ultimate, she cannot drop below 1 health. And of course, during that activation, which lasts a decent amount of time actually, 4 seconds at level 1. She's currently sitting right now at level 13, so it's level 2. 4.25 seconds is how long that one's going to last, and she's immune to death until that ends, getting that passive mark for death, healing herself all the way back up to full. 80% of her maximum health gets healed up, plus 25% gold bonus on the kill there. So a bounty hunter style, and Kali is finally hitting home with that one. Look at the charts. We're going to see a big lead now for Epsilon, 1,155 gold, as that right side tower does still stand right now, but soon to fall if they can start pushing up. It's very, very weak. Left side, we see Falcon yet again farming up. Tetrix, again, not getting the better end of the stick here, as AMC is just pushing him out of this lane. The supports have rotated back over. We're going to see Guanyi actually go for Ninja Tabi into Ankh now for a little bit of HP and protection. Zeus in the mid lane getting jumped on. Algo ultimate going to hit, come through, but not hit, as Dekes avoids that one. Pops Aegis Shield, Purification beads, and gets out of dodge, but Kali is lurking.
Yeah, Kali here trying to secure this mid camp, does take down one of those heartbeats, but is unable to secure the other. Now going to go in deep on our Apocalypse here. Centauri electing to peel off the Zeus as he comes in, leaving Shock and Smash free reign onto Apocalypse, but Advert and Athena are going to be here. Not sure if he's going to be able to secure this one. Yes, he will in that ultimate, but that is going to lead to his death. Leaping out, doesn't matter. One hit going to take him down. Now they're going to need at least that slow from Chalk. Is the silence going to be enough to cast? Trying to find a way to get in there and get some stacks built up and find a stun, but all they're going to find is Advert, and that's not going to be enough. Big time ring coming out from Dare, just going to keep Mogao in tower range, but they're forced to drop it as the Zeus ultimate comes out. It's still a little bit misplaced. Mogao trying to stay relevant there with the Chalk, but just doesn't have much in the way of HP as he's gone for the chin size after this mystical mark. You know, not electing to go for something like a bulwark here or another defensive item. Of course, his damage output going to be a lot higher. In the meantime, you have AMC pushing down this left side lane, and he's going to find himself some very nice free farm and maybe even a second tower.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what you expect from a hunter, pushing those towers down, getting that structure damage in. 1,000 gold is what you net for every single tier 1 tower destroyed. 1,500 gold. Now, of course, this is for your team for every tier 2 tower taken down. So every time he gets a tower, that left tower now going to help out I5 a lot. You see a big dip in gold there, as of course the right side tower did go down in favor of Epsilon to counteract that little dip there. But at this point, you can see it's very back and forth. Epsilon and I5 are even and very close in the seeding, honestly. Seed 8 and I believe seed 9 today. If we can check on that really quick. Yes, 8 and 9 are Epsilon. 9 is Epsilon, and 8 is I5. So very, very similar in the seeding charts for today's tournament. And we'll see how that goes, ends up happening going forward here. 17 minutes and 26 seconds into this match. We have a very, very good start here for I5, looking to have something, but Epsilon finally pulls it back, and honestly, it's back to just blue, red, blue, red, blue, red on that graph there. Good! Odin ultimate stops the moves, but they don't have enough damage to close out the kill. Apollo gets up there. Sobek does not get taunted. He gets out of dodge as well. Man, that was so close.
Mid lane, you had a fail gank as well. Chalk trying to rotate around and find Aoguang, unable to do so. Shock and Smash is rotated over now to this left side. Taking a look at the items here, we're going to have a couple of Ankhs out here from the boys of 5i. Ankh and the Bear running on Advert, of course. Going converting his protection to physical power, and then you have on Dirigus here the unclippable Golem converting his HP to physical damage. In the meantime, Kali does find Ao Guang there. Ultimate is activated. Gonna be able to make it out okay for the moment. A slow comes out from Santori, and Shock and Smash, yeah, that's a shield wall, and that's a lot of damage to take if you are an assassin. Too much, and she will take a nap for about 40 seconds here. Shock and Smash has gone down. Now, you know, we have to kind of talk about Dirigus here on the Odin, sitting at level 11, lowest in the game. Ankh of the Golem up and running, but just not very tanky. HP pool just too small with his, you know, really, really depressed levels. And that's, you know, I think a big piece of this game has been the Gold Fury, getting that extra experience over to the Guardian. Mugiwawa just in a lot better position to really help his team. Has sovereignty, has the extra levels, has the extra HP, and of course has all the repositioning, whereas Odin really has to, you know, they may be able to start bursting him down while that Athena ultimate is activated in his ultimate, given his lower HP pool.
You know, it's really important to see the difference between protections and HP. HP is always a concern for everyone. You're going to see Odin mentioning 550 HP on the Ankh Golem, 100 there on Midas, and of course Watchers has another 100. So that's going to be about 750 HP bonus from items overall. But the protections are quite low. Doesn't get anything from Midas and gets about 35 physical protection from that Ankh of the Golem. But it does have protections from his ultimate. So I think a little bit of focus on the HP early on, leveraging the fact that inside of Odin's spears he will have that good tail whip from Mugiwawa. Dirigus is upset that he took his ward away and he just throw those spears down. As Athena, surprisingly enough, is going to ult there. A bit of a missed call on that one, so both those ultimates will be on cooldown for the time being. But yeah, you look between the two items here, you're going to see Sovereignty finish there on Sobek, and there's a good reason why Sovereignty is picked up so early and so often on support tanks. It's just such a great item that benefits you and your team overall. Beautiful pickup there, and looks like Sovereignty is going to be started up on the Odin. One thing I do want to mention, why I feel like it's such an amazing pick, and honestly just goes to show how well Sanitary knows this game. Enfeebling Curse being picked up by Athena, played by Sanitary. You look across the way, Apollo's passive, huge amount of attack speed increase there. Kali, a very hit-based kind of god, very high attack speeds. You see Zeus getting picked on here in the mid lane area. Nishijan comes out, Chalk going in for opportunity. There goes a Thunder Strike. Torrent comes out as well. Does the other Storm Call? There's a good Storm Call. It just hits on the Guan Yu actually. Tornado on the ground is going to back away from that one. Chain Lightning coming out in the mid lane. Looks like this might be the end of engagement. Sobek looking for something. No follow-up so far. But yeah, again, you know, with Zeus, Apollo, and Kali, very hit-based gods, that Enfeebling Curse is a huge pickup for I5.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That's great analysis there. I mean, it's going to shut down Kali. I think Tetrix, while Tetrix definitely, you know, has that passive and wants his attack speed up nice and high, I mean, he's going to be doing a lot of damage per hit going this double stack build with the extra pen from the Warrior Tabi. He's going to be slightly less affected than Kali, who really lives and dies by attack speed. Has the 2 attack speed items running, is going to be really relying on the chin size procs to do a lot of damage, has the hit chain that has those kind of built-in, very, very fast attacks, and when that's going to be shut down, her ability to secure kills on targets, I mean, there's going to be situations where, and they're actually building into another one here onto Advert, but where this Enfeebling Curse is going to basically be the difference between a life and death for Kali. If she's able to secure the kill on the target with that extra attack speed and chin size procs, getting all the life back from her passive, or not. And I think that you're absolutely right, that is an incredibly astute pickup from them. And even so far, they're going to invest 2 of their 10 active slots into Creeping Curses or Enfeebling Curses so far. So all around, it's a clever play from I5.
And I do want to mention the converse side of this as well, for those of you in chat who are wondering. And this AMC is going to be picked off, completely destroyed the left lane, continuing on to Athena possibly as she tries to dash away, so best to back away from that one, is the fact that if you look at the other option here, with the other curse option here, the one that reduces the HP, or the healing and regeneration by 100% for 5 seconds, that will prevent Kali's passive. Kali's passive heals for 80% of her maximum HP when she does get a kill. Now this is a little bit more gimmicky, a little bit more novel, given the fact that, you know, you have to activate it when she's about to get the kill. If it's outside of that activation range, it may not be as useful. So keep in mind that the Crippling Curse would definitely prevent Kali's passive and would be more direct towards Kali overall. There's also the option of the Enfeebling Curse itself, which reduces her attack speed and effectiveness and has a better window. And not only does it not have to worry about her passive overall, it also just helps them have a little bit more consistency across across the board, though if they did have the crippling curse, they would have had the opportunity to reduce the healing 100% from Kali's passive and make her just dive in and end up dying from that one. Kali's going to go directly into Rage, then right into Deathbringer, so not a whole lot of life still there, leveraging her passive as well as her jump heal, which does give her a decent amount of health if she lands on top of somebody there. Looks like Guanyu is going to find Shock Smash in the mid lane, forcing her away from that one. Chalk forcing the Athena to go back on the right side as well. Look at the charts. We're going to see a 4,000 gold lead and 6,700 experience lead so far for Epsilon. Fist of the Gods right side. Chalk throws that Thunder Strike. Sandentry's going to dash out, and Kali following in suit here. But looks like this is going to be a bit of a disengage, and none of these teams really want to commit to this one.
Now, here's an interesting thought. 5i, I think that they probably should have picked Hercules instead of Guanyu in this situation. I think Hercules does just as well against Chalk, although, you know, a little bit hard to know that, depending on where you had to draft Guanyu in this draft, in that first pick spot. But, you know, maybe... I just feel like Hercules' Boulder synergy is so much stronger with that Odin ultimate. You know, when you have the Athena dunk coming in with that physical burst of the boulder bouncing around inside there, just kind of lends more to the style that they really want to play here, where Guanyu's gonna have a hard time really dealing any damage in contact with that Odin. They just don't have a lot of synergy between their front line, unfortunately. Athena and Guanyu work really, really well together, but I mean, getting them, all three of them, inside of an Odin ultimate on a target, when you really, you know, your kind of primary targets are Apollo and Kali that they want to burst down, but both of them have built-in escapes versus that style of wombo combo. I kind of would have rather seen a more burst-oriented team, maybe with a Hercules, who, as I said, you know, has particular synergy. If you're unaware of how this works, you just chuck his ultimate Earthshaker into, sorry, it's not Earthshaker, but Excavate into the Odin ring, and it bounces around and will multi-hit basically every target inside of it. It's just a little bit more towards, I think, the style they're trying to play.
Earthshaker also a very good ability used inside of the Odin Spears. Those missile salvos coming down, huge burst damage, and certainly, you know, it's a very good thing to mention that there's not a whole lot of combo potential being leveraged here when they certainly could. And that's really where Odin is at right now in the current meta. Is he's more of a counter pick and also a combo pick. Whether you're picking him up to counter someone on the enemy team, Odin jungle has been known to be picked up against Agnis because that dash is also not impervious to those spears that land in front of him. And you know, also have the fact that you have Zeus ultimate, Cupid ultimate, Hades ultimate, Poseidon ultimate, all these kind of big ultimates that can be used inside of the Odin spears, allowing them to kind of combo together and get some big team fight effectiveness. Although we have moved away from those big bursty team fights and more sustained control and overall just you know, CC and just well put together team fights is what we've moved towards and away from those big combos. A Fire Giant sneak coming through here, looking at the vision on the top right. They don't have full vision of the Fire Giant, although they do kind of suspect it here. They're heading over, the Fire Giant getting low. They're gonna get it and walk away for free. Epsilon comes through and steals the Fire Giant. Athena ultimate gets used because they don't time it properly. And due to improper vision and a wonderful call, charge break coming out there. There goes the taunt. Deckes has an ultimate available. Does he put it down? That's the question. They're backing off this one. Odin sticking on the tower. Does he have a detonate? No detonate. He wasn't building stacks. Chalk Storm Call gets the kill on Athena. Turret is dropping low. Apollo sticks tight. Deckes gets it. Algo ultimate knocking it. Spirit's Tempest has been deleted here, not hitting. Squall goes on top of Rock. This makes his way through the jungle here as everyone on I-5 disengages. Mugiwawa tanking the tower, the swarm, the honey. It's not going to be enough. Advert pushing this forward here. There goes the Kali stun. Nimble Strike is available. The charge break comes out. Shotgun Smash dropping low. The swarm is ticking, but AMC's passive doesn't do a whole lot. There goes the 3-charge detonate coming down any second. There it is. Stun first. Falcon goes down. It's a 4-for-0 exchange after Fire Giants. Suddenly, we have a huge lead for Epsilon.
I cannot believe that 5i tried to fight that. They were so out of position. Only Athena really in any kind of hope of striking. Dives the tower, gets plucked by Sobek right as Confound was coming out, then tries to confound the Zeus, who beats it right away, and then they basically so overextended. Odin tries to come bail her out, and then the whole thing just goes to hell after that. 4-man wipe, 2 towers down as well on that push. Look at Shock and Smash's health as well, just ticking back up from that Fire Giant buff. And that Fire Giant just got ripped through. The Rage Blade double chins on this team as well as the Executioner. But the fights are going to continue as they're going to pile in on top of Sinantri, I guess would be his name. He's channeling that ultimate onto a Brocklops, who also has the Aegis activated. Dira just in the back line getting chunked. Now it's going to be the leap in from Kali as well as the tail whip from Mugiwara bursting down the Alquang. No Odin available, no more Wombo combo to be spoken of. And they have so much objective damage. The Executioner is doing work right now. It shredded the Fire Giant. That's what made that kill so very, very fast with the Rage Blaze and Chin Sides. All that attack speed really, really doing wonders with all of the shred they have on this team. Tetric's going to take down Mogo. Going to be forced to use the ultimate as well on that Chalk to make it out of there, silencing out the team. Advert has overextended now a little bit. Going to be slowed down as he throws out the Weakening Curse, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Chalk going to be able to pour it in here. Not going to like to go for it yet, Dry Bear. Advert now trying to make his way back to the well. Shock and Smash doesn't want to let him do that, and Epsilon just has complete control of the 5i base.
You know, I'm kind of shocked here to see Epsilon break away from their very disciplined engagement and follow the Guan Yu and Athena around in circles and circles. Honestly, all Guan Yu and Athena were trying to accomplish there is just to delay Epsilon and kind of distract them away from killing the Titan. And honestly, it could have just bursted it down in that situation, considering the fact that the two remaining were a bruiser and a jungler who has, you know, more durable style, not bursty style. So honestly, I mean, they could have gone for the Titan, they could have gone for a tower, they could have gone for Gold Fury, they could have even stolen buffs, but no, they're going to try to just follow on Guan Yu and Athena. But, you know, you still have to give credit to the situation. They made the perfect call on the Fire Giant. You saw I5 had no vision. They had vision around the Fire Giant, but not on the Fire Giant, so didn't know what was happening there. They also did it so quickly, so efficiently, grouped up, you know, in a good, timely manner. They were able to pick it up immediately. And as soon as I5 came around thinking, oh god, they're doing Fire Giant, they were too late, got a good counter initiation, rotated around, Alguang was forced out, missed his ultimate, chased out by Apollo. I mean, everything went well for Epsilon there. And it really goes to show that, you know, when you're playing a game and you're down, you're up, it doesn't matter. You know, one good call can turn the entire game around. If this had been I5 that made the Fire Giant call, everything would be different. But of course, Epsilon's going to pull ahead pretty effectively here. One Tier 2 tower remaining for I5, one Phoenix remaining as well. Gold Fury started up here by Epsilon. No chance of I5 taking this one away, but all 5 of the I5 members have respawned at this point, and they're looking to get some good team fights. Now, keep in mind, the Fire minions have respawned. The Fire Nation has declared war on the destroyed side of this map, and they're pressing down the center and right side lanes. And if they're looking to contest any objectives or defend towers or defend Phoenixes, they have to make sure those lanes are pushed up, because those Fire minions are so troublesome and cause a lot of issues for a team that's just trying to turtle.
Yeah, and, you know, when Kali's throwing out 750 damage crits, it's going to be very hard to stay in these fights. Shock and Smash has Magin's Blessing up and running as well in the Deathbringer Rage Blade combination. It's going to be very hard to shut her down in these fights. It's going to be very mobile. Mugiwara making me look good. Winged one up and running on the Sobek, and going to be building into Stone of Gaia because, hey, why not? Not an item we see a lot in competitive play. Considered a little bit inefficient for its price, but does, of course, bring a very powerful pass to the table in percent HP regen, and Mugiwara is sitting on a lot of HP. Looking around the board, you know, kind of besides that, Apocalypse does have his Ethereal Staff and Warlock Sash combination completed. Stack's going to be fairly high, but it is only really sitting on 230 magical power, which is quite low considering how advanced this game is when you look across the board at the Kess, who, while not having anywhere near as good of a game, is sitting on 460 magical power. It's going to be the Fire Giant again, but 5i is just locked down inside their base, and these crits are too big from Kali and the Apollo, ripping through the Fire Giant there, and he falls easy peasy, as now it's going to be Epsilon. Will they find Advert? No, they're going to miss that pluck, but they're going to go ahead and group up and push down this mid lane. That Phoenix doesn't stand any chance.
Yeah, very weakened state, now respawning. Of course, the rebirth of those Phoenixes puts them in, you know, a very frail condition. Right side Phoenix going to respawn quite shortly, as it did fall soon after the mid Phoenix. But at this point, I5 is on, you know, the full alert. They're on tilt right now, and they have to make a defense. If they don't pull this out, Epsilon's going to just eliminate him in this early stage of the tournament and move on forward. Of course, this is the first round of preliminaries. And we're sitting here, I5 versus Epsilon, 17-8, 31 minutes and a half here in this game so far. And you can really see the difference in the itemization overall on both teams here. Epsilon definitely very much ahead of I5 right now. And Ao Guang, you know, sitting on that tanky build, not able to do the damage that his team needs right now. There's a Storm Call coming out here, big crits from Apollo, Charge Spray, Zeus Ultimate coming down, the detonates. My god, the damage is unreal. Falcon forced back a few shots, pops his sprint and runs through the Titan. A smart play. Odin keeps him trapped in here, but they're just looking for the Titan right now. Storm Call, Rain Dance is available. The Thunder Strike going to come down here. Mogo just tanking it outright. Mugiwara sitting on top. The Titan, it's going lower and lower. This could be the game. Looks like Epsilon's going to take round 1 against I5. They will move on to compete and look for that first place win.
And that is a very, very, very nice win from Epsilon there. The Frenchmen combining for what seemed to be a difficult proposition there. They had a hard time getting their Zeus running, but at the end of the day, it didn't matter. That one gank that came out early, he was able to kind of sit back, farm up fine as